Meghan Markle has a pattern. She tells a lie, gets caught, then tells another lie to cover the first one. It's happened so many times we've lost count. But at the Fortune Summit, she outdid herself. Multiple lies in one interview. Easily debunked, caught on camera, and the crowd's reaction said it all. Let's expose every single one. The Fortune Most Powerful Women Summit was supposed to be Meghan's comeback moment, a chance to rebrand herself as a successful businesswoman and founder. But instead, it turned into one of the most cringeworthy displays we've seen from her yet. And trust me, that's saying something. She walked onto that stage with her signature confidence, the kind that says she believes her own delusions. But the audience, they weren't having it, and it showed from the very first moment. Let's talk about what happened when she started bragging about her lifestyle brand. She mentioned how products were selling out, how everything was going amazingly. Then she paused, waiting for that applause, that validation she so desperately craves. But instead of cheers, there was just silence. Awkward, uncomfortable silence. The kind that makes you want to look away. You could see it in her face, that moment of realization. The smile got a little more forced, a little more stiff. She knew something was off, but she pushed through anyway, trying to act like everything was fine. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. Now, here's where things get really interesting, because that awkward moment was just the surface. The real disaster was what came out of her mouth during the entire interview. Lie after lie after lie. And we're gonna break down every single one. Let's start with the travel story. This one is so ridiculous, it's almost impressive.
Because everyone said, "Oh, you must have gone from Paris straight to New York." I said, "No, I need to see my babies."
Meghan claims she flew from Paris to California to spend a day with her kids, then immediately flew to New York for the summit. Sounds like a devoted mother, right? Making that sacrifice to see her children even for just a few hours? Here's the problem. The timeline doesn't work. She posted on Instagram checking into her Paris hotel on October 1st. That means she had to fly out on September 30th at the latest because of the time difference. She was in Paris until October 6th. The summit was shortly after. For her story to be true, she would have had to fly from Paris to California, spend maybe 12 hours with the kids, then immediately get back on a plane to New York. That's 3 massive flights in less than 48 hours, across multiple time zones. For what? A few hours with her children? Either she's lying about the trip or she's genuinely the most environmentally destructive person on the planet. Remember, this is the same woman who won environmental awards with Harry. The irony is almost too much. Showing up exhausted from international travel, spending a few hours, then disappearing again? That's not quality time. That's re-traumatizing. But here's what we actually think happened. She didn't go to California at all. She flew straight from Paris to New York. The whole story about seeing her kids was made up to make her look like a devoted mother balancing it all. And nobody on that stage fact-checked her. Not one person. Now let's move on to the Netflix situation, because this lie might be the most delusional one yet. During the interview, Meghan compared her deal with Netflix to the Obama's deal with Higher Ground.
My husband and I were in an overall deal with Netflix, and then not dissimilar to Higher Ground and the Obama's deal, once that had come to its
made it sound like Netflix was so impressed with her work that they extended their partnership into a first look deal. She even called it an incredible sign of the strength of their partnership. Let me translate that for you. Netflix dropped them. The original overall deal ended. Netflix did not renew it. What she has now is not some exclusive partnership. It's a first look deal, which means she can pitch ideas to Netflix first, but they have zero obligation to accept anything. It's the same thing literally anyone with a decent agent can negotiate. There's nothing special about it. And she wants us to believe this is comparable to the Obamas? Barack and Michelle Obama have produced award-winning documentaries, critically acclaimed series, and content that actually matters. What has Meghan produced? A cooking show that barely cracked the top 10 and disappeared within days. No third season announced, no projects in development that anyone cares about. When the interviewer asked about a third season of her show, watch what Meghan does. She pivots immediately, starts talking about a holiday special, anything to avoid saying there is no third season, because admitting that means Netflix doesn't want more of her content, and her ego can't handle that truth. She acted like having flexibility to pitch to other platforms was some kind of power move. But here's reality. Netflix isn't fighting to keep her. They're not investing in her projects. They gave her the absolute minimum to save face, and she's trying to spin it as success. The delusion is breathtaking. Then we get to the Instagram lie. This one is so easy to debunk, it's embarrassing.
So having started in January, I just started to explore and play in the same way that anyone else does.
The interviewer asked Meghan about her social media presence and when she returned to Instagram. Meghan said she came back in January 2025, started exploring the platform fresh, made it sound like this recent, exciting new journey. Except that's completely false. Her Instagram account was created in June 2022, not January 2025. June 2022. All anyone had to do was click on her profile and check the account information. It's right there, public information. And here's the thing, people called this out years ago. When that account first appeared, some creators reported it was Meghan's. They got trashed for it, told they were making things up, but they were right. And now Meghan's out here lying about when she even started using the platform. She also dodged questions about TikTok, gave some rambling non-answer instead of just saying yes or no. Why? Because she's already grabbed the handle. She's secured the username, but she doesn't want to admit she's that calculating, that desperate for control over her image on every platform. But perhaps the most telling lie of all was about her pregnancy timeline. This one exposes something much bigger. When asked about planning their exit from the royal family, Meghan said Archie was very little and she had just gotten pregnant with Lily around that same time. She even said they were nesting. Let's do the math on this one.
Archie was so little, and I had just gotten pregnant with Lily around that same time, so we were nesting.
They left the United Kingdom in November 2019. That's documented fact. Lilibet was allegedly born on June 4th, 2021. That means Meghan would have gotten pregnant around September or October 2020, almost a full year after they left the UK. So how was she pregnant with Lily when they were planning to leave? How was she nesting in November 2019 for a child she wouldn't conceive until late 2020? The timeline is impossible unless she genuinely doesn't remember her own pregnancy, which raises a whole different set of questions that people have been whispering about for years. A woman who carried her own children would know these dates, would remember the timeline, would never mix up something that significant. But Meghan got it completely wrong, and nobody corrected her. Nobody pointed out the obvious impossibility of what she just said. It's almost like she's working off a script that someone else wrote, and she forgot to memorize the important details. Now let's talk about this high-profile founder title she keeps giving herself. She said it multiple times during the interview, called herself a founder, talked about her lifestyle brand like it's this massively successful empire. But where's the evidence? Her company won't release sales figures, won't show profit margins, won't prove any of the success she claims. The trademark for her brand faced issues and delays, products that were supposed to launch never materialized, and when they did, nobody seemed to care. She couldn't even get her own product right, called her jam a hero product, but then in other interviews referred to it as a spread. Which is it, Meghan? Because if you're the founder, you should probably know what you're selling. This is someone who had the backing of the British royal family, one of the most powerful platforms on earth. She had Netflix money, a massive streaming deal, every advantage you could possibly imagine, and she still managed to fail at everything she touched. Most people would take that as a sign to reevaluate, maybe get some actual business training, hire people who know what they're doing, but not Meghan. She just keeps rebranding the same failure and calling it opportunity. Throughout the entire interview, you could see her struggling, the stiffness, the rehearsed lines, the moments where her mask slipped, and you could see the desperation underneath. She was trying so hard to appear successful, confident, put together, but it came across as exactly the opposite. And here's something interesting. Prince Harry wasn't there. Her husband, the guy she constantly name drops to maintain relevance, didn't show up to support her. You know who was in the audience instead? Marcus Anderson. Make of that what you will. Harry's been notably absent from a lot of Meghan's recent appearances, and sources say he's not happy about these publicity stunts. He went from being a prince on the world stage, meeting with presidents and world leaders, to sitting on small stages trying to stay relevant. That's gotta sting. Their marriage is showing cracks. The separate appearances, the body language, the fact that he couldn't even pretend to be supportive at this summit, it's all adding up to something that doesn't look good for them. But back to the Fortune Summit disaster. Meghan also tried to explain why she keeps her Instagram comments turned off, claimed it was for her mental health, for protecting herself from negativity. But here's the real reason. She can't handle being fact-checked. She said she doesn't pay attention to social media, but then in the same breath mentioned she listens to what people are saying. So which is it? You can't have it both ways. The truth is, she's absolutely obsessed with what people say about her. She just doesn't want anyone pointing out her lies where others can see it. Comments stay off because the truth stays hidden. Simple as that. Then there were the language issues. During her speech, she used words that don't exist, said harms and learns instead of dangers and lessons. This is someone who claims she graduated with a double major from Northwestern University, one of the most prestigious schools in the country, and her degree was in communications. Yet she can't communicate properly on a world stage, can't use correct English, sounds awkward and stilted every time she speaks publicly. Either that degree means nothing, or she didn't earn it the way she claims, because nothing about her communication skills suggests professional training. Let's also talk about Fortune magazine's role in all this. They gave her a platform, didn't fact-check a single claim, let her spin lie after lie without any pushback, and now they're losing credibility because of it. People are questioning why they'd associate with someone so obviously dishonest. Here's what the Fortune Summit really showed us. Meghan Markle is running out of options. She's paying to be on stages now instead of being invited. The doors that used to open for her are closing. Netflix isn't renewing, podcasts got canceled, products aren't selling, and the public is tired of the lies. She walked into that summit thinking she could control the narrative one more time, thinking she could charm her way through another interview without anyone questioning her dishonesty. But the audience's silence said everything. They weren't impressed. They weren't convinced. They saw right through her. And social media absolutely tore her apart afterward. People dissecting every lie, every inconsistency, every moment of awkwardness. She thought she could get away with it like she always has, but this time, too many people were paying attention. The real question now is what's next? Because this pattern can't continue forever. Eventually, even the most delusional person has to face reality. Netflix won't keep giving her chances, platforms won't keep inviting her, the public won't keep tolerating the lies. She's burned through every advantage she had. The royal connection is damaged beyond repair, the Hollywood dreams never materialized, the business ventures keep failing, and her reputation gets worse with every public appearance. Meghan wanted to be powerful, influential, respected. Instead, she's become a cautionary tale, a reminder of what happens when you build everything on lies and expect nobody to notice. The Fortune Summit wasn't a comeback. It was the beginning of the end. And honestly, after watching her struggle through that interview, after seeing the audience's reaction, after fact-checking every single lie she told, I think even she knows it. That frozen smile wasn't confidence. It was someone desperately trying to hold it together while everything crumbles around them. The lies are finally catching up. The mask is slipping, and no amount of word salad or corporate buzzwords can save her now. So what do you think? Did Meghan dig herself an even deeper hole at the Fortune Summit? Or is this just another chapter in her endless cycle of deception? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to see more exposés like this one, smash that like button, hype this video, and subscribe to the Jane Expose channel so you never miss when we uncover the truth.